Imagine sitting in class when some mid-tier bully starts raining eraser shavings on you like it's a budget wedding.
Our boy Daegun tries to be civil, but this red flag NPC literally loses his mind and goes for the hair.
Then the teacher walks in with that I am not paid enough for this energy and tells them to sit down.
Bruh, the apathy is actually insane. The bullying reaches peak toxicity when they slap a no mom note on his back. Seriously? Childish energy. But hold on, the real menace enters.
An upperclassman senior looking for SIGs sees the prank and decides to reset the hierarchy. He beats the classroom bully into the floor, not to save Daegun, but because the prank was just annoying.
Talk about a brutal vibe check.
Daegun has a dark epiphany. Teachers are useless, but violence?
Violence gets results. He hates being protected like a pet, so cue the most intense training montage. He starts sweating through push-ups, analyzing WFC tapes, and reading fighting manuals like his life depends on it. He is literally rebuilding himself from the DNA up to become the final boss of the school. Time skip alert. The frail victim is gone, replaced by a tall, handsome unit.
He starts deleting every bully in the server, releasing years of pent-up rage until he sits atop a pile of losers.
But the glory is a Jenga tower ready to tumble. Fast forward to the present, and, bruh, he is an unshaven convenience store clerk? What kind of fall from grace is this? Fall from grace is this? Look at this bright, sunny school exterior. Looks peaceful, right? Wrong.
Inside this building, it is a literal circus where the main attraction is a kid getting his soul crushed while the sun shines like nothing is wrong.
Meet our lead, the class target. He is just trying to exist, but eraser shavings are raining down on him like a cheap snowstorm. When he finally turns around, the bully just smirks, claiming he was aiming for someone else who does not even exist. The gaslighting is real, guys. Our boy quietly asks the guy to stop, but you know how these small-time villains are.
They take any sign of a backbone as a personal insult to their entire bloodline.
The bully stands up, looking like he just stepped out of a generic, I am a loser starter pack. He looms over the desk, demanding to know what our lead just said, as if his hearing suddenly failed him. Violence erupts in a heartbeat. The bully grabs him by the hair and slams his face into the desk.
It is a brutal, cowardly move while the rest of the class just sits there like NPCs with their volume turned off. The door slides open and the teacher walks in. You think rescue is here?
Think again.
This guy is the definition of I am just here for the paycheck. He sees the chaos and his eyes just glaze over. Instead of calling for help, the teacher just tells everyone to sit down.
The bully lets go with a disgusting laugh, mocking the kid by saying they were just fooling around. The system is officially broken, folks.
The humiliation does not stop when the books open. A note with a no-mom joke is passed around the room like it is high-level comedy. It finally gets slapped onto our lead's back while the room erupts in muffled giggles.
The teacher calls on him to read aloud, and the realization hits like a truck.
The adults do not care, his classmates are trash, and he is completely alone in this hellhole.
Despair is a heavy cloak, and he is wearing it.
Break time arrives and the atmosphere shifts.
A terrifying upperclassman walks in looking for smokes. The classroom bully immediately turns into a professional simp, trying to suck up to the real apex predator. But the top dog is unimpressed by this mid-tier clown. He notices the no-mom note on our lead's back and is visibly disgusted.
He calls out the bully for being a childish brat who thinks he is special.
The classroom bully tries to play it off, but it is too late. The upperclassman delivers a brutal reality check, slamming him into the lockers. It is efficient, violent, and honestly,
very satisfying to watch this trash get trashed.
A few more hits, and the classroom bully is a crumpled mess on the floor. The power dynamic in this room just got nuked.
The top dog is not some hero, though. He just hates annoying losers.
The strong man turns to our lead and asks for his name. After hearing it is Daegun Kwan, he issues a decree to the whole class. No one touches this kid again. Just like that, the bullying stops because a bigger monster said so. Daegun has a dark epiphany.
The teachers in society failed him for years, but one violent monster fixed his life in seconds.
He realizes that in this world, the only thing that actually talks is power.
He is done being at the mercy of others.
Looking in the mirror, he makes a silent, burning vow to become the strongest monster of them all so he never has to beg for mercy again.
Cue the training montage. Daegun starts grinding like his life depends on it. He is sweating through push-ups, studying fighting manuals, and analyzing combat sports while the calendar pages fly by. He is pushing past his limits every single day. We see him gaining height, muscle mass, and most importantly, a gaze that could cut through steel. The frail victim is officially being buried. When he finally walks through the school halls again, the transformation is insane. He is handsome, imposing, and the entire student body is whispering. They can barely believe this is the same Daegun Kwon. But the hunger for power takes him to a dark place.
He starts unleashing all that pent-up rage, beating down every threat until he is sitting on a throne of defeated enemies.
He is the king, but his tower is built on a shaky foundation. Fast forward to the present, and the glory is gone. The doorbell chimes in a quiet convenience store, revealing an older, unshaven Daegun behind the counter. The legend has fallen, and this is his disgraced reality.
Ever felt like modern schools are basically battle royales where the adults have zero control?
Well, this secret foundation decided they were done with the paperwork and proposed the most unhinged solution ever: Project Designated Bully. Their logic is simple. If you want to stop a monster, you send in a bigger, meaner monster to beat some sense into them.
The higher-ups are skeptical, asking if answering violence with more violence is really the move, but our mystery chairman just gives them that look.
He already has the perfect candidate in mind, and honestly, the school system is about to get a very painful wake-up call.
Meet Daegun Kwon, a guy who looks like he has not seen a bed or a shower in 3 business days. He is currently rotting behind a convenience store counter, trying to study for his GED while his soul slowly leaves his body. He is one minor inconvenience away from snapping, and you can practically feel the "don't talk to me" energy radiating off his messy hair. Right on cue, a group of local delinquents strolls in, already busy being absolute menaces by bullying a terrified kid in the corner.
These clowns think they own the place, demanding cigarettes like they are the main characters of a low-budget action movie.
They are basically walking red flags with zero self-awareness.
While they are busy acting like total trash, they decide to treat the store like their personal playground.
They have no idea that the disheveled guy behind the counter is not just some random NPC they can farm for XP.
They are about to find out that some part-timers are definitely built different. Daegun, being a law-abiding citizen for now, calmly asks for their IDs. Of course, these idiots take it as a personal insult. They start mocking his appearance and his job, laughing as if being a jerk to a service worker is a high-tier personality trait. The cringe is real with these guys. The girl in the group joins in, calling him a loser with no manners.
It is the classic bully squad dynamic where they all feed off each other's stupidity.
They really think they are untouchable because they are wearing cheap streetwear and acting loud in a 24-hour shop.
Things go south fast when the leader throws money on the counter like a complete tool and grabs bottles of wine without showing a lick of identification. Daegun's patience is officially at 0%. You can see the shift in his eyes. The part-timer mode is deactivating, and something much scarier is taking its place. The lead bully makes the mistake of a lifetime by grabbing Daegun's collar and screaming in his face. The girl beside him finally notices the terrifying aura leaking out of Daegun and starts sweating.
It is that moment in every horror movie where the victim realizes the door is locked from the outside.
The store manager, who clearly wants no smoke, rushes in and begs them to take the fight outside. Daegun is more than happy to oblige, dragging the offender into the alleyway like he is taking out the literal trash.
He is so calm it is actually unsettling, while the bully is still barking like a dog behind a fence. Once they are in the alley, Daegun gives him a 3-second warning to back off.
The bully, being the genius he is, laughs it off and asks if Daegun thinks he is in a movie.
Spoilers, he is not in a movie, but he is definitely about to be the star of a top 10 most satisfying slaps compilation. 3 seconds are up, and Daegun delivers a slap so thunderous it probably echoed in the next zip code. The bully is knocked out before he even hits the pavement. It was not even a punch, just a casual shut-up slap that sent him straight to the shadow realm.
The girl is left standing there wondering if she just witnessed a glitch in the Matrix.
Daegun is not even breathing hard.
He looks at the girl and tells her to call the rest of her crew because he is still bored.
He is essentially asking for more delivery orders of hands, because one guy was not enough to relieve his stress. The girl panics and calls for backup, thinking quantity will beat quality. A giant enforcer named Daehan Oh shows up, trying to flex his muscles and reputation. Daegun does not care about his name or his history. He just reaches out, grips the guy's throat, and makes him look like a helpless toddler.
The sheer strength gap is so wide it is actually embarrassing for the giant.
Daehan tries to act tough, but Daegun just asks him how old he is.
When the big guy stammers out that he is 17, Daegun hits him with another devastating slap that fells the giant in a single blow.
Imagine being that big and getting folded by a guy who smells like convenience store coffee. The rest of the gang finally arrives and decides to rush him all at once. Big mistake. Huge.
Daegun starts systematically dismantling them like he is checking items off a grocery list.
Bones are cracking, bodies are flying, and the alleyway is turning into a graveyard of bruised egos. It is a total slaughter. Daegun is moving with surgical precision, hitting them in spots they did not even know could hurt. He is not even using his full power, and these kids are falling like dominoes. The tough guys are now just a pile of groaning bodies on the dirty concrete. Every strike is a masterpiece of violence. Daegun is essentially teaching them a physics lesson using their own faces as the test subjects. By the time he is done, the alley is quiet, and the only sound is the heavy breathing of the few survivors who are too scared to even crawl away. The last man standing is shaking like a leaf.
He looks at the disheveled clerk and the realization finally hits him like a freight train.
There is only one person in the entire Incheon area with fists this powerful. The legend of the monster whose punch is scarier than a gunshot is standing right in front of him. This is Daegun Kwon, the unified leader of Incheon. 2 years ago, he ended a massive gang war in just 1 week by himself. He is a literal urban legend, and these idiots just tried to mug him for a pack of cigarettes.
The survivor realizes he is not just in trouble. He is historically cooked.
The bravado disappears instantly as the delinquent falls to his knees and starts bowing so hard his forehead might crack the pavement.
He is apologizing for his entire existence, begging for forgiveness from the legend he was stupid enough to provoke.
The girl is just staring in shock, realizing they almost died over some wine. Daegun is not done though.
He forces the battered group to assume the punishment position, kneeling with their hands up like naughty elementary students.
He gives them a stern lecture about causing trouble at his workplace, looking more like a disappointed teacher than a legendary fighter.
It is the ultimate humiliation.
After making sure they have learned their lesson, he dismisses them and heads home, finally feeling a bit of that stress leave his body.
He is just a guy trying to pass his exams, but the universe keeps sending him target practice. He walks away as if he did not just turn an entire gang into a pile of laundry. On his way back, he is approached by a mysterious woman in a suit. This is Sam Lee from the foundation we saw earlier.
She has been watching the whole show and confirms that Daegun is exactly the monster they need for their project. She hands him a card, and the wheels of fate start turning.
The offer is simple. Join Project Designated Bully and get paid to do what he does best. Daegun is initially hesitant because he just wants to study, but the foundation has ways of making things happen.
The chairman is pleased, the hunt is about to begin, and the school bullies are the prey.
Fast forward and Daegun is standing in front of the Jumryong High School gate. He is clean-shaven, wearing a crisp uniform, and looking like a model. The only problem? He is 20 years old and back in high school. He can hardly believe it himself, but the legend of Incheon is about to become the ultimate school nightmare. Imagine being asked to bully bullies as a full-time job. Our boy Daegun is literally side-eyeing the sanity of this project because cleaning up schools with violence sounds like a fever dream from a shady foundation.
She goes full philosopher on him, calling schools jungles where a lion held down by chains can't become a king. Basically, she's telling him to stop being a kitty and start being the beast he actually is. We cut to the local circus at Jumryong High where Hojong Bang, a guy who looks 40 but is somehow a freshman, is terrorizing the class because his last bread delivery boy finally quit.
Enter the main course. Daegun walks in looking like a K-pop idol with serious main character energy, and every girl in the room is instantly ready to risk it all for the new transfer student. Our boy tries to play it low-key by sitting next to a nervous wreck named Minsu and putting on clear glasses.
He has 20/20 vision, but he's really out here trying to cosplay as a model student.
Hojong, who clearly has zero self-awareness about his own old face, walks over to mock Daegun. He immediately assigns the new guy the prestigious role of the class's designated bread boy. Daegun is internally screaming because the foundation gave him more rules than a boarding school. He needs actual justification before he can turn this overconfident bully into a pancake. To provoke a reaction, Hojong slaps the soul out of innocent Minsu. He's trying to use fear to break the new guy, But he has no idea he's just poking a sleeping dragon with a toothpick.
Poor Minsu begs Daegun to just come to the store with him to avoid more trouble, but Daegun gives him the cold shoulder.
He coolly states there's no point in two people running a simple errand.
Then comes the ultimate power move. Daegun stands up and extends his hand, demanding money from Hojong to buy the bread.
The sheer audacity has the whole class questioning if he has a death wish.
Hojong finally snaps and makes the fatal mistake of grabbing Daegun by the hair. Big mistake, buddy. Daegun just got the justification he needed, and his inner lion is finally off the leash.
Before Hojong can even blink, Daegun unleashes a punch that sounds like a literal gunshot.
The bully's face meets reality, and he's sent flying across the room like a wet paper towel. It's not over yet. Daegun slams him into the lockers and drops the coldest line of the day, declaring that in this school, fists are the only rules that actually matter. A blonde lackey tries to be a hero and rushes in to defend his fallen leader, but Daegun dodges the attack like he's playing in slow motion. He tells the kid to clench his teeth before the real pain starts.
The lackey swings and misses like a total simp, allowing Daegun to bury a precision fist deep into his stomach.
The kid is left gasping for air and regretting every life choice that led to this moment.
Hojong gets back up in a blind rage and tries to use a chair like a WWE wrestler, but Daegun counters the weapon with a strike that shuts his lights out permanently.
Class is officially in session. Daegun stands over their broken bodies and mockingly asks if the bread was really worth all this trouble. The absolute disrespect is just chef's kiss as the rest of the class stares in horrified silence.
Just when you think the drama is over, the classroom door slides open to reveal a new threat.
Manhwa No, the actual top bully and no-manner fighter of the class, walks in with a dark expression. The tension spikes to 100 as Manhwa challenges the transfer student who dared to take over his territory. It looks like Daegun's first day is about to get a whole lot more violent. Red-haired bully Manhwa is currently having a midlife crisis because his two main goons just got clapped by a single transfer student.
He is looking at his subordinates like they are absolute trash, wondering how they failed to land even a single scratch on the new guy whose clothes are still perfectly pressed.
Our protagonist Daegun tries to play the nice guy card, suggesting they all just get along on their first day, but Manhwa is not buying the fake act. Even though Daegun looks relaxed, the red-haired menace notices the subtle shift in his weight and those relaxed shoulders that are basically screaming that he is ready to throw a jab at any second.
The tension in the room is thick enough to cut with a knife as Manhwa realizes this transfer student is a legit threat.
While the background characters are literally shaking in their boots, the local alpha decides that since he has no data on this guy, he is just going to have to beat it out of him. Things get weirdly casual for a second when Daegun asks for popcorn like he is at the movies, which absolutely triggers Manhwa. The bully is fuming because the other students are starting to lose their fear of him, and he knows he has to re-establish the food chain before lunch starts. Manhwa decides to skip the formalities and goes straight for a dirty move, launching a surprise finger strike aimed right at Daegun's eyeballs. It is a total coward move, but our boy Daegun is built different and blocks the eye poke like he is swatting away a fly. Not one to be outdone in the dirty department, Daegun retaliates with a move that makes every guy in the room wince. He feints a brutal kick straight for the family jewels, forcing Manhwa to forget about his pride and instinctively guard his lower half like his life depends on it.
There is an unspoken rule among men to never go for the low blow, and the narrator even has to put up a warning sign because it is just that disrespectful.
Manhwa is so terrified of losing his future kids that he drops his entire guard, which is exactly what Daegun was waiting for.
With Manhwa's face wide open, Daegun delivers a stinging slap that echoes through the classroom, but the red-haired bully actually shows some skill by rolling with the punch.
The class is shocked because normally one of Manhwa's dirty tricks ends a fight instantly, but this time he is the one getting played. Manhwa tries to regain some dignity by revealing his secret weapon. He has been grinding kickboxing for months after a previous loss.
He tries to close the distance for a grapple, but Daegun just uses the guy's own momentum against him and throws him into the lockers like he is taking out the trash.
The bully is literally seeing stars after being slammed, but his ego won't let him quit just yet. He complains about Daegun's fighting style being crossing the line, which is hilarious coming from the guy who just tried to poke someone's eyes out 2 minutes ago. Manhwa goes full psycho mode and starts throwing furniture, hurling a chair at Daegun because he can't land a punch.
Daegun just dodges the projectile with a look of pure boredom. asking if the little kid is finally done playing around or if he needs to catch another locker to the spine.
The red-haired menace is desperate now, swinging wildly while Daegun just weaves through the attacks like he is dancing.
Every punch Manhwa throws hits nothing but air, and you can tell he is starting to realize that all those kickboxing lessons were a complete waste of money.
Suddenly, a voice shouts for them to stop, causing a momentary distraction in the middle of the chaos.
It is the perfect opening for a cheap shot, and Manhwa is exactly the kind of loser who would take it while the other guy is looking away.
As Manhwa lunges forward for a cowardly strike, Daegun doesn't even need to look at him to know what is coming. He counters blindly with a devastating punch that connects perfectly with Manhwa's face, making a sickening crack that signals the end of the bully's career. Manhwa's nose is basically turned into confetti as he hits the floor, completely unconscious and dreaming about his failed kickboxing career.
Daegun stands over him looking totally unfazed, wondering why people keep insisting on fighting him when the outcome is always this embarrassing.
The entire class is dead silent as they realize there is a new king in the building.
Daegun casually pokes the body with his foot and tells the terrified lackeys to drag their leader to the infirmary, ordering them to report back to him the second the red-haired loser wakes up.
Out in the hallway, the mysterious woman from the Foundation is seen walking away with a smug smile.
It turns out she was intentionally stalling the faculty meeting just to give Daegun enough time to destroy the school's hierarchy and establish his dominance, without any teachers interfering.
A couple of girls pass her in the hallway, recognizing her as the high-level project manager, Saim Lee. They are confused as to why a big shot like her is hanging around a school, but little do they know she is the architect behind the transfer student's violent debut.
Back in the classroom, Daegun starts giving a lecture that sounds like it is coming from a drill sergeant. He tells the trembling bullies that school is for studying and that their childish bullying days are officially over unless they want to experience a living nightmare.
Daegun gives them a choice. They can either be his friends or he can become their worst nightmare, and obviously, they all choose friendship real quick. He even roasts one guy for eating too much bread, promising to break them down piece by piece if he ever catches them tormenting another student again.
While the class thinks things might finally get better, the video of the fight is already going viral and reaches Class 3.
The top dog there, Sangbo Shim, watches the footage with a look of pure disdain, calling Manhwa's defeat a lucky shot and mocking his pathetic kickboxing skills.
Sangbo is a massive tattoo giant who clearly thinks he is untouchable.
He dismisses the transfer student as a fluke, claiming that Manhwa only lost because he is a dirty fighter who lacks any real skill compared to a true monster like himself.
To prove how tough he is, Sangbo lets a random student punch him full force in the abs. The poor kid's hand probably shatters on impact while Sangbo doesn't even flinch, only complaining that the kid shouldn't have eaten breakfast because he made a mess on the floor. This tattooed meathead decides he needs a proper warm-up before lunch, and our transfer student is the only target worth his time. Sangbo is already planning how he is going to crush Daegun, setting the stage for a clash between the new king and the school's most durable bully. Imagine getting a second chance at high school and deciding to become a total nerd. Our boy Daegun is officially done with his shady past and is using the designated bully program to be reborn as a model student.
He is out here borrowing notes from Minsu like a top-tier scholar.
He is trying so hard to be a good boy that it is actually kind of suspicious. But hey, academic goals are academic goals. Look at these absolute clowns in the back. Hojong is yawning and looking for his delivery boy, while the rest of the class is just vibrating with low-tier bully energy. Hojong is literally using Taisu as human transportation.
This red-haired simp thinks he is the king of the world, but he is actually just a background character waiting for a reality check.
Meanwhile, Manhwa's faction is having a massive cope session. They are terrified that Daegun's presence is going to act like a beacon for every predator in the school to come and hunt them down. Then we have this girl trying to use the most obvious flirting tactic in history.
She is talking about jujitsu classes and personal lessons, but Daegun is staring at her like she is a piece of furniture. The boys in the back are fuming because she never gave them that kind of attention.
Little do they know, Daegun is not shy. He is just completely uninterested in anything that is not on the chalkboard.
She keeps trying to get his attention, but our boy is dodging her gaze like he is dodging a lawsuit. He is staring past her with an intensity that would make a predator blush.
The savage realization hits the room.
He was not staring at her face. He was just annoyed that her head was blocking his view of the chalk.
Priorities, people. Grades over girls, always. Daegun literally roasts the entire class, calling them pathetic for wasting time on anything that is not studying.
He is out here trying to secure a future while they are busy playing schoolyard games.
They are worried about ending up under the control of Class 2's Myeongjung Kim or Class 3's Sangbo Shim. These guys are the worst of the worst, and they are definitely coming for the throne. Speak of the devil. The door slides open and Myeongjung Kim from Class 2 walks in looking like he owns the place. This blonde brat has arrogance written all over his face.
Myeongjung starts talking trash immediately, mocking Manhwa for getting his ass beat by a nerd.
The tension is so thick you could cut it with a lunch tray. Things get spicy real quick when they start clicking their pens like they are switchblades.
Manhwa is trying to act tough, but everyone knows he is just one bad move away from another nap. Myeongjung is out here making pissing jokes while Manhwa tries to hold his ground.
It is a battle of the mid-tier bullies, and it is honestly kind of embarrassing to watch. Our boy Daegun is just rubbing his temples in the middle of all this testosterone.
He is not scared. He is just genuinely pissed that he cannot get any studying done with all this noise.
Myeongjung decides to commit suicide by words and approaches Daegun.
He thinks he is being a big man by mocking the student who is actually trying to pass his exams.
The bully is calling him a total loser with glasses, completely unaware that he is standing next to a literal landmine.
He thinks Daegun is too scared to talk, but Daegun is just busy writing notes.
Myeongjung gets right in his face, demanding that he say something. He is mocking the fact that Daegun was complaining about the noise earlier. Talk about poking a sleeping dragon.
The blonde bully thinks he has won because Daegun is still writing.
He is laughing and calling him all talk, not realizing that his life is about to change in about 3 seconds. Myeongjung makes the fatal error of grabbing Daegun's hand. You can touch a man's pride, but do not ever touch his writing hand when he is trying to finish his notes before the break ends.
The sound of bones cracking fills the room as Daegun casually crushes the guy's fingers.
Myeongjung goes from top bully to crying toddler in record time.
It is absolutely glorious.
With a calm smile that is actually terrifying, Daegun bargains for his break time.
He tells the bully to get out before he decides to snap his fingers off like they are dry twigs.
Myeongjung agrees because he is a coward, but as soon as he thinks he has an opening, he launches a desperate sucker punch.
Imagine being this much of a loser. Daegun dodges that pathetic swing with zero effort. He does not even have to stand up to deliver a counterattack that sounds like a gunshot. That crack was definitely not just for show. One hit. That is all it took. Myeongjung Kim is visiting the Shadow Realm, knocked out cold before his brain could even register that he had been hit. Class 2's leader is officially a floor decoration.
Daegun is just standing there looking annoyed.
He tells the lackeys to take their trash and leave, and he gives them a chilling warning for when their boss wakes up.
Witnessing the carnage, Manhwa immediately decides that forgiveness is the best path. He is officially retiring from being a thug and joining the study club, mostly because he values his life. But the peace is short-lived. The doorway darkens again as Sangbo Shim from Class 3 arrives. This guy has tattoos and a look that says he actually knows how to fight. As the new challenger locks eyes with him, Daegun finally puts his pen down.
He realizes that he is not going to be taking any more notes today.
It is time to clock in for his real job.